Hello, my name is Landon Harvey. You may call me the Doctor, and today we are going to make a monster.
So I'm actually at Joann Fabrics, and you can get any of these anti-pill plush fleece solids to make your monster. I'm gonna probably choose one of these variations of green here. You can use other colors as well. Whatever color you want your monster to be, and they've got a great array of colors, and it's 50% off today. So typically in the fabric aisle, you have your polyfill stuffing, and then you have project foam. Now you're gonna need this project foam that says 1/2. You need 1/2 inch project foam here at Walmart. So get a roll of that. I like to get these sign make your own, these corrugated signs, because they're blank on both sides, and you can cut them into mouth plates. So I get one of these, and it lasts you through a lot of puppets. You can see how big it is.
Okay, so the things you're going to need for this project, I showed in the video earlier. But what you need to have out now is your fabric. It could be any color you want your character to be. Your 1/2 inch project foam. I'll say 1/2 inch right there, 1/2 inch thickness. That's what we need. Your pattern that you downloaded from my social media or my website. And this corrugated plastic sign that we're going to use to make the mouth plate, which is where the top and the bottom of your hand go inside the puppet. Lay out the foam, and right as close as I can get the pattern to the edges so we don't waste it, I like to trace it. And what's going to be important is you're going to notice this is not a symmetrical pattern. This side is curved and this side is thinner and straighter. So when you do this, you're going to do one pattern like here, and then not another like there, because you want to mirror this pattern. So you're going to do one right here and then one right there, or you can turn it to the side to minimize how much foam you're using, and do it like this. And then flip it. You see how this part stays on that side, and then on this side, this is going to be important when we glue the head together. This is the head pattern right now. So we are going to glue this. Very good. Okay, now we have our pattern. So we have two, and we have this side, and then it's flipped over, and we have that on the other side. So we're going to take these two, and we're going to cut them out with some scissors. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your contact cement that you got as a glue. You can get this at Home Depot, Lowe's, one of your hardware stores. It's in a jar, and you can get a smaller one or a larger one called contact cement. I get Wellwood contact cement because it's always worked, and I put in this little ketchup bottle. But make sure you put not mustard or not ketchup or not Chick-fil-A sauce, as this looks like. Now what you're going to do is you realize you see this pattern. And this is how the head's going to come together. You can see these are darts in the foam. We have darts in the fabric as well. And this is how it all glues together. You can see that it's already starting to take shape. So what we're going to do, and you can just actually apply it, you can just dip your little foam applicator into your supply of contact cement. I have it in this little bottle, so I can squirt it on and control it better. And you're going to take this and then make sure you just get it on that crevice. So now you should end up with something like this, which is the top of your head, and then you'll have the mouth plate, and it'll go like that. Now, since that's too much of a point, I like to invert it, push it inside out, and then you can sometimes see the other side is a little bit smoother. It's just depending on what you want to do. So now we make our mouth plate. Now you have a nice, clean, clear board. This is corrugated plastic. I use it on even my highest grade puppets because it lasts a long time. Some people prefer cardboard, but the problem is that it has a time limit on it. You can only use it for a matter of years before the cardboard disintegrates and it just it's not reliable. And I like my stuff to last. So this mouth plate says ×2. You're gonna take it like we did the other pattern, and we're gonna copy it once and then again. Okay, now we have one, and that's just going to glue right there. So we can actually just take this, and you can glue it, if you want it to be like this, you can glue it like there. You can glue it right on the seam. I'm going to glue it on the seam, right like that. Let's see here. Alright, just set that there to dry, and cut out the bottom one. Now, I know what you might be saying. You might say, Dr. Landon, I don't like the way the head points. Well, if you want to change that, what you can do is you can actually cut this, like I'll show you right now. You can just cut this and customize it a little bit. And then you can glue that right there, which will change. You can also cut little angles into it, as you see fit, if you wanted to change the way the head looked. These are properties, these are tricks that we use in puppet building. See, now, if you glue that, you have a much typical, more little dome head. So now I can glue that, and if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. You can just skip ahead, or you can follow me and see what the result looks like. But here we go. Now we're going to heat this. There we go. So that's drying, but you can see how that changed the head shape. It made it a little bit flatter. And it looks like he's got some bumps on his head, but he's a monster, so who cares? Now, we take our felt. This is just a felt material you can get for, like, you know, a nickel at a craft store. And we are going to trace our pattern on here. Now, it's important that you trace it like this, and then you trace it like this, but you want to leave space in between the two mouth plates that you're tracing, because when you puppeteer it, you want there to be a space for the crevice of your hand. These are properties that I use with all my puppets. So, let's see. Okay, now we have our felt, we have both of our mouth plates. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of this glue, and you can use hot glue, but the reason why I use contact cement is I can evenly spread it over the surface and then heat it, and then it really locks in there. So, I'm going to do a few little lines like this, a few rows on here. Okay. And then have that like here we go. Okay. Good. Now you want to part it so you can see how far that goes and then heat it. Now you have the top of your head, you have the mouth plate, and you can see how this character is starting to come to life. If you want to, you can even take a marker and start drawing the features on how you want them to. I don't want to do that just yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foam I'm going to cut out a little bit of it. Like so. Let's see. Now, there's not a pattern for this, because I want you to follow along. But I'm kind of cutting out the shape of a football, almost. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that right here, and that's going to be the chin piece. Okay, so I have it glued like this. I have it glued to the bottom of my mouth plate. Then I'm going to pinch it. I know that my hand has to fit in there like this. So I'm going to take just a little bit off and center it. Like so. Good. And then I'm going to create a little dart like that. And then glue that together. You can see as I glue that together, that creates that bottom jaw. There we go. Okay, you see that? Oh, monster mash, good. Yes, so you can see how by adding that an inch or so in between of the felt in between the top and the bottom mouth plate allow us to get so much expression out of them, which once he adds eyes and teeth and everything, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, yes, yes. So, now what we are going to do, is we are going to make a foam applicant for inside the head. Now, you only need a little bit of foam for this. So I'm only going to cut about that much. And this is going to be the piece that goes inside the head to hold your hand in place. Okay? So you can just kind of measure the distance there and cut it out of foam and then place it in there as you glue it. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this, we're going to glue the sides, heat them, and then apply it in there. Now, what this does is this creates a little pocket for the top of your hand, so when your hand goes in there, it's nice and comfortable. And what you can also do, if you wanted to, you could glue fabric to the inside of that and layer it over, so it creates a little pouch for your hand. I didn't do that on mine, but you can feel free to pause the video and do that on yours if you know that you're going to be using this puppet a long time and you want it to last. Right? Of course, yeah. Well, you're not doing the ventriloquism. I am now. Oh, right, yes. Now, you have all your foam pieces. I would keep a few of the larger ones, and you can discard the other ones. And now, we get to covering the head. Now, you can get your whatever fabric. I believe this is a anti-pill green fleece from Joann Fabrics. And I just want you to layer it on there and see how that ends up looking. See how that layers over there? Now what you're going to realize is it's not going to drape over it perfectly. Because it's fabric, you're going to have to cut it so it fits within the contours of the face. That's called making the darts for the fabric. So, we are going to cut our fabric and on kind of like a rectangle as you drape it over the head. And I want you to cut a straight line at the bottom on one of the longer sides of the rectangle, because this is going to be what you use. This is going to be what you use to actually create that lip line on the mouth plate. So you can already see he's starting to come together. Really, really fun. Now, you can use, now you want to pick which side you want to use. There's a smoother side and there's a side that's more textured. I want the textured side because I want to see the monster side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this glue, and you can use hot glue as well for this portion. But I'm going to use this contact cement because I have it near me. And I am going to make that lip line. Alright. Now you have that lip line. Now you have all this excess fabric. So what I want you to do is I want you to peel the fabric over, take the back of the head, do a few dots of glue, few lines, certain areas. This will hold the pieces, this will hold everything together, all of the fabric together on the head. Just kind of dot it around. Because you're a mad scientist, you do as you want. And, so you pull this around here. Then, what I want you to do is I want you to take this. Here's what we'll do. Okay, we'll go this way. We'll go this way with it. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to tuck the fabric onto the head so that you see these darts. Yeah, take these darts. And I just want you to cut them off. Don't worry if you don't exactly meet up with it, it's okay. Do not worry at all. Now, you have your head that is covered, and you have these darts. Now, if you want, you can sew them all up, and the back one. You can loosely sew them so they look like the monster's head is opened in certain areas. You can choose which ones to sew, or you can just color it in red and then put lines over it as if the whole head's falling apart. But for this, I am going to actually sew each of these. I might leave one open. Alright, now you will see that I have stitched this up enough right here, and what I've decided, because I don't want to spend all day stitching, is I am just going to take this and I'm going to kind of ruffle it up a little bit in cutting it. Okay. I'm going to put some hair around him that will cover that up. But I am going to give him a little bit of brain. Now what you can do for this are a few different options. I like to go with this route. This is a different type of fabric. This is an Patron fleece. But what I like to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to, go like that with it. Ruffle it up. I'm going to glue it on dots with dots, ruffle it up, and then I'm going to insert it into the end of the head so you can see part of his brain. And you can do this, or you can continue sewing your seams. It's up to you and how you want your character to look. I'm just trying to offer different ways to do it. Different ways. Okay. Now, here we go. Now what we're going to do is the bottom part of the mouth. We're going to do the same thing we did when we made the foam. Essentially. Take some fabric. You got to make sure it's the same side as the other. So this side is good. You're going to take it and glue it. And you might end up having to dart it. I am going to do 2 darts, but glue them so they look like his neck is all wrinkly. So here we go. Alright, now you can see the monster starting to take shape. You can see how cool it is to see the full green face, and then when he opens his mouth you really see the red. Now, I'm going to make a tongue. can make it out of a few different things. You can make it out of, this is a felt type material that I got for 99 cents at a craft store. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it like that. Actually, you know what? We're going to make a bigger tongue on him. And you can fold it over on itself if you want a symmetrical tongue, which is what I'm going to do here. Let's see here. Okay. And kind of. Now he kind of looks like an iguana so far, but that's because we haven't added all the monster elements. We're just getting the base down. And you can take a marker and draw a line down the tongue to add a little detail, if you want to do that as well. And now for the uvula. You're just going to cut it out of black felt, double it over, and then cut a half circle. So you have a half circle. Now you're going to cut inside of it a little circle. Okay? Cut that out. And then cut a curved line against that circle. And you open it up, boom, uvula. Now, that's that little dangly thing in the back of your throat. So then you take this, you can put that in there, put your tongue in there, and you can start to see him really coming to life. Going to do teeth. And I just have some of this foam. This is craft foam. You can get it at a craft store. And I'm just going to cut out little teeth how I want. And you can decide if you want them to be outside of the mouth when you glue them, or if you want them to be inside of the mouth. It's up to you. Up to you. And then heat it so it dries. And now you have your mouth detail. And you can do a whole row of teeth. You can score them with the edge of a nail filer if you want more of a cleaner look. But I just kind of want this many teeth. And that's what I'm going to do. Now for eyes, you have a few options. What you can do is you can get ping pong balls like this and glue them on and add a little teddy bear eye in the middle. You can cut them in half and do the same. You can just put the teddy bear eye on. It's really up to you and how you want it to look. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is place them on the head, take our marker, place the eyes on the head kind of where you want them, take our marker and mark how far apart you want the eyes to be, and then put that on there. We're going to cut little holes where we did that. We will push the backing through here. Okay. Here we go. Kind of push that too. You can see he's got his eye. Now he's got his pupil. Okay, it's coming along. Get our safety backing. Okay. Now in this case, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the eye to hold it down. Okay, so you can see that our monster character is coming together. What? I don't know what you're saying. I don't have a nose. Oh, a nose. Yeah. You want a nose? I want a nose. He wants a nose. I want a nose. You want a nose? I want a nose. He wants a nose. I want a nose. Okay. Okay. What kind of nose do you want? Any nose. Any nose. Any nose. Okay. Well, yes. Any nose. We can make one out of foam. You know. Take the foam pieces like this. Actually, I think that's what we'll do. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Alright. And then, watch how I pinch this. I'm going to pinch this. So I'm pinching it in half and then in half again. So I'm making that shape. And you get a nose. It's really cool. And then I'm going to take this, I'm going to heat it so it stays in that shape. Because there's glue. And you can see that that makes a very funny and realistic looking nose. Now you can make this smaller if you want to. I like the size. I think it's comical and it's fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nose and you can hand paint it. You can spray paint it. I think I am going to... I think I will hand paint this. And what we're going to do to apply it is we're going to just directly glue it onto the fabric like that. Okay? Now, if you can cover this in fabric if you want the puppet to last longer, because exposed foam, unless treated properly, will not last very long. Now, here we go. We're going to use this one. I picked out a darker green for the nose, which is fine. We are just going to paint this nose. Okay, my nose is drying. You can add ears to this. You can do ears. You can add hair if you want to. Okay. We're going to take this and then just set that on the head like so. Kind of drag to position where you want it. And then heat it. Now we have our monster. We've got the hair on. Now we're going to add the nose. You're just going to put glue onto the backing of that. Make sure to spread it out. You want it within those pores because that's what's going to get it to stick right. Okay. And you could make a nose like this with fabric too, but it'll be flimsier. So just know that. Okay. You can already see that the nose on this character is what makes it. I don't know. Yes. Now, you see a little bit of this nose is coming off here. So we want to make sure we glue all the little areas we get of it. Put a little bit more there. And then glue it on the face. Okay, now you have this. Now what we can do too is we can take little pieces of green felt, green fabric, and you can buy this, or if you have scraps of fleece or green or whatever, you can actually take this and make little circles, because when people are monsters and they're old and they're creepy, they've got spots on them. So you can put a little spot on them. The nose is still drying. I'm just fixing it down right there. Take a little bit of spots. You know, and just place that there. And I like to do maybe 2 or 3 in one little area, because the spot needs little friends. There we go. Okay, a few little spots there. And then, as I like to do, some eyelids for him. I'm going to just make a few little like bags. There we go. So we've got a few little stitches in the head, and you know, we've got his nose on now, his eyes. Ah! Now you could just have the head and put it on a plaque maybe, and make it a little art piece. You could add ears, of course, to him too. But what I want to do now is I'm going to take a sock, cut the bottom part of the sock, and glue it on as the neck and the body. So let's do that. Now that you have your guy, or your gal, or your creature, now that you have your creature, you can add arms and legs to him, like we have in here. And what we're going to do there is just take this, trace down, take this arm template, trace it out, and take the hand, trace that out on foam just once, and then you're going to glue those both to this area. Okay? Let's do a speed up. Ligar. I am going to use this multi-purpose wire. You can use a coat hanger, has the same effect. Now what I'm also going to do while I'm waiting for the hot glue gun is I'm going to cut out some ears. Now the ears can be whatever shape you want. I like to go for more of a comical ear. But what I'm going to do is I just cut out the fabric. I'm going to set that down, and then I'm going to go back to here and take some black felt, cut out the ear that I want to have shaped. You can set it here too to see kind of what it looks like. I like that. I think that looks good. Might want a little bit more dramatic. And then I'm going to cut it out again, so you're cutting out two of these ears. And what we're doing right now is usually I put a structure on my ear, but since this is a wire structure, but since this is a more less complex puppet, we're just going to do a basic, we're just getting our basic shape. And then we're going to hot glue this like that around there, so then we'll have an ear. Now, while I'm waiting for my hands to dry, I can do little details on this guy, like this. I'm going to take the this is airbrush paint. I can take this airbrush paint and just ever so slightly do some little details in there. Just kind of age them a little bit, you know. Give them those shadows. The important thing is, if you mess up, you know, if you mess up gluing something on the head, glue a tuft of hair on it, make him a zombie. You know, have fun with it. Don't worry about messing up. Now I just glued a little bit of, I put a little bit of hot glue onto this side of this. And that's going to create our arm. And you can sew this too. I'm gluing it for time's sake. But if you want more of a finer look, you can sew it for sure. There you have it, your completed puppet character. Now all you have to do is give it a voice and a personality, which I do have other videos on, up here and below and everywhere else. So go check it out. How do you do the voices? With me and Bob Rumba. and take your character and start writing material for it and doing shows. You can also add legs with the same principle that we used for the arms if you'd like a character with legs. I have no idea what you're saying. No! Are you kidding me? Oh. Okay. Well, you do need a haircut. Yeah. Oh. It's okay. Oh. We want to see what you build. Share us your creation here on Make a Monster. Make a Monster! Make a Monster. Share your creation of Make a Monster on Instagram or TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, anywhere. Tag us at LandInventing and we'll share it. If you share it on Instagram, we'll share it to our permanent Make a Monster story. So you can be part of the fun forever. That's my thing.